Ellicott. Drive from Jackman goes just wide. Palffy with it. Sigmund Palffy center scores. Mario Lemieux. Wow.
These are spectacular hands. Now, Palffy knows how to pass, he knows how to shoot. Mario Lemieux, tough body to move. Nothing Matthew Danino can really do in this situation because of the big body presence of Lemieux. Face-off win, good posture by Pittsburgh right now. Distribution down low. Everybody's battling around, identifying there is nothing Matthew Danino can do in that situation because of his nifty hands. Look at this. When we saw Mario, he's ready to rock tonight.
Brett Kulak there to clean up. And he finds Gaudreau. 2-on-1 with Yager. Gaudreau with Yager. Gaudreau, Yager scores! His first as a Calgary Flame. Restores a 3-goal lead.
Composure in their own zone. That's the key to this goal by Yager, and it's Brett Kulak. Grace under fire. Intercepts a puck, comes in. Beautiful pass right there to Johnny Gaudreau. And then Gaudreau after that does all the work. Waits. For Eriksson go down. Wonderful pass to Yager. And then what I loved after Yager buries this, Johnny Gaudreau goes right over to the linesman to get the puck.
And fitting, it's Johnny Gaudreau who sets them up.
Absolutely.
Who's been the Flames' best skater this season.
By number 68.
So Yager with an assist in the goal tonight. Gaudreau with 1-on-1 as well.
Sundin to Edler into the middle. He shoots. Happy Bull in the save. Big rebound. Sundin scores! Matt Sundin on the rebound just as the penalty was about to expire, and Vancouver has the lead 4-3.
Well, faceoffs are just so critical, but never more so on special teams. And Kessler keeps the play alive by winning the draw. Burrows goes right to the front of the net. And watch the positioning of Burrows. And it's a tough save for Khabibulin. A loose puck battle that once again Burrows right in the vision of Khabibulin. Watch when Sundin takes his shot. There's not much of a chance at all for Nikolai Khabibulin to even see it, let alone come out and cut off the angle. Sundin off the post, almost an in, and none bigger goal than that one.
Wow, explosive body play by both teams.
3 minutes to go in what has been a very physical first period. Promises to be more physical. Forsberg now in front. Peter Forsberg scores! On a turnover, Forsberg picks up the puck and pockets it.
And it's not just dangerous on the ice, it's dangerous in the stands too. Jeff Finger's stick explodes up into the stands to start this whole thing. You're gonna see Jeff Finger, his stick's already gone. That leads to the turnover for Forsberg. He dingles, dangles, and roof daddies on Backstrom. That is amazing. There's a stick flying, the turnover, and Forsberg's off to the races. Sean Hill can't stop him, Backstrom can't stop him, and it's 1-0 on the scoreboard for Colorado. Rod, the other day after the game, I went to Forsberg, I said, hey, nice win, good job. You guys got one step up on Minnesota. He goes, Pierre, I played a terrible game. I can be a lot better. You watching game 2. There's an example of how good he can be.
Robida angles out of his own zone. UC Jokinen flying with Modano. Modano to the front, score! Eric Lindros!
Wow, was he driving the net on this one. They caught the Avalanche on a change. They had numbers breaking in. They had numbers and a rail cam breaking in. What a sweet feed that was by Modano. Right across the lip of the crease, and kabang. Budaj got a piece of it. Lindros didn't pick a corner, but he got it away quick. And again, I go back to that thing that Lindros was saying. I had to relearn things playing with Mike Modano. He passes it so hard. I can't take a windup when I one-time it. He didn't there.
Didn't have to.
We'll receive a Brendan Shanahan growth poster. Get your tickets at the Joe as they score. The Red Wings have tied up the game and 2 goals behind Mark Messier for 7th all time. That's goal 692 for the captain.
Back now to Hatcher. Deals it back along to Prospel again. Back to Hatcher and a shot. He scores!
scores! Hatcher, and it's a one-goal game again!
Oh, Matt Cook's not going to be happy about this. Matt Cook's a left winger. He's got to take his area and his man. He's coming to the bench right now, and he's slamming his stick. He knows exactly what he has to do, Enzo. He gets lost in transition defense.
Well, Vinny Prospel throws it in front. This just misses Danny Briere. But Derian Hatcher starts to play a give and go. Prospel gets it to Hatcher, and you're right. If you're a winger in your own zone, you got one job, and that's worry about the other D you're playing against. Cook being a left winger, you got to be worried about the right D, and there's a great look. He finds that soft little area. Hatcher's had a couple great chances in this third period, and the Flyers answer back.
Giroux does spin it back to Pronger to get some space, and now Giroux right back to Pronger. The one-timer, score! Simmons providing the screen. Pronger the bullet. Power play goal, 2-0 Philadelphia, as they score again for a case of tasty cake.
Bang, bang. That's how it's supposed to happen with the Canucks being really aggressive. Chris Pronger was able to back him off with a little flip pass to Danny Briere, and when he got it back, the all-important screen had been set up by Wayne Simmons in front, getting help from Dan Hamhuis for the Canucks.
Luongo had no idea.
So Pronger's first of the year. Giroux and Jagr get the helpers at 12-12. Pronger gives himself a birthday present belatedly. He turned 37 on Monday.
Danielson spins. Centered. Chelios shoots. He scores! Chris Chelios blasts in his third of the season. We'll see how it got through. 2-1 Wings.
Perfect timing. Chris Chelios comes off the bench. It's a right-handed shot, and the puck was teed up nicely for him. Samuelsson works well down low. The Wings have control of it. Woodler throws it out in the middle. Chelios steps right into that shot. There's lots of traffic in front of Ellis. Could have hit somebody on the way, but really didn't have a good look at it. That would be a tough one to stop. Yes, you can criticize him for the first one, but that one there, Chelios getting all of it.
He lost his edge. And Nicholson down in the corner. Two Sharks surround him. Joe Thornton to the middle. They score! Jeremy Roenick ties the game. It's 1-1. And Roenick gets the Sharks back in this. Nice play by Thornton.
Yeah, good work on the forecheck. Really good work on the forecheck. Also, Jeremy Roenick, his first goal in 12 games. But good work by Jonathan Cheechoo, taking the man Nicholson out of the play. Joe comes up there as a strong F2, second forward. There's your first forechecker. F1 in there, getting the puck, separating the man. Here comes your F2 guy, which is the second forward in, which is what the coach has already talked about. And of course, you've got one of the best, if not the best passer in the National Hockey League, when Joe Thornton hooks it up to JR, and Jeremy gets another goal.
Shari battling hard back there, emerges with it. Wraparound attempt, save, rebound, score! Jumbo Joe back in California. And he makes it 3-0 Panthers. Joe Thornton with the goal.
And the Panthers just come right back, and it's that fourth line, those veteran guys.
You heard the boos perhaps in the background. All those years with the Sharks, Kings, Ducks, none of them like each other out here in California. They're all trying to win Stanley Cups all those years. And Jumbo Joe.
By Mike Modano, Richards took his spot at the point, and now they'll work it back to Zubov. Ribeiro, Zubov fires, scores!
Tough for Nabokov to react to this one. Zubov will get the goal, but Rive's the guy who scores it on his own net. This gets redirected about 25 feet out front of Nabokov. Good hard one-timer by Zubov. Set the play up off Rive. And Nabokov reacts, but can't react quick enough. And Dallas is still on the power play for 1:49. The door is not closed yet.
24th career Stanley Cup postseason goal by Zubov.
Stepan couldn't get a hold of the puck. Filppula couldn't clear it. Great play by Boyle at the line to hold the line. Here comes Brassard. Cross-ice pass. One-timer score. Marty St-Louis. Martin St-Louis' first goal of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the Rangers have a 4-1 lead.
And it's the two former Tampa Cup champions that make this play. An errant play by Garrison, a great read by Boyle. 2 passes later, Marty St. Louis. Look at the body in front of Kreider once again. Gets a push on Bishop. Bishop loses his focus on where the puck is, and Brassard with a perfect pass. And St. Louis, his longest drought, 18 games he had gone without scoring, the longest of the year.
Doesn't look that excited at all, does he?
And a look at the puck into the empty net on our LG net cam, and the Rangers stand up knowing that they've got a 3-goal lead in a game that could tie the series 2-2. Pastrnak up for Krejci. David Krejci drops it off for Nash. Rick Nash in, shoots, scores! Nash goes posted in, and the Bruins regain their 2-goal lead. A rocket is Nash's second of the game.
For Rick Nash, it's been anything but easy since he got to Boston. He got injured with apparently a concussion. But here, watch the drop pass from Krejci. He goes to the net, prevents Stralman from stepping up on Nash. Vasilevsky can't get eyeballs on it, and it beats him with a great-looking shot. Watch this. Right where it should be, right off the post and in. Great shot by Nash, and the 2-goal lead is reinstated.
Well, and for me, it's all about Krejci and the way Krejci is able to kick that puck out to Nash and drive. And this could be a real positive development for the Boston Bruins if Rick Nash can get things going.
Inside Gianta, all the way back for Havlin. Havlin now the turning stick. Gianta's shot. Stopped by Ward, the rebound. They score! Brendan Shanahan gets the rebound. It's an even strength goal, and New Jersey is within 1.
One of the few rebounds that Cam Ward has given up. Yeah, it is a huge goal because it's right after another very good Carolina kill. And it's Gianta again making it happen. Boy, he's been a big-time player here. Let's watch him here from the right side, curling in. Vengeful goes for here's Shanahan. And Clarkson, David Clarkson really, I think, provides the screen that disallows Cam from controlling it. And Shanahan, throughout his illustrious career, is not going to miss many of those.
Eller settles, feeds, Kovalchuk fires, he scores! Ilya Kovalchuk.
Wow. That's why they got this guy coming off the bench in full flight. And look at the high fives here among the Ranger fans. A lot of Caps fans making their way up here. And look at the smile. Great shot. 10th goal of the season. First in 11 games, but this one is exactly what he brings. Panik down low to Eller. Eller sees him coming off the bench, and he just wires it. Short side, you can hear that pipe bing all the way up here. Joe, what a shot. And he has tied it up here in the second.
And Locker, we saw it against Pittsburgh a couple weeks back. The Caps went into that game focused on pushing the puck below the goal line.
Marcus Sorensen up top, gives it to Burns. Burns shoots, they score! Patrick Marleau makes it 2-1.
Well, Marcus Sorensen sets up this goal with the patience. And it was just before that where he entered the offensive zone. He cuts back, and he finds a little interchange. And right there, off the skate, it looked like, of Patrick Marleau. And that pass, Burns knows there's somebody in the back door. I think he was looking for Ferraro, his partner, and it doesn't reach Ferraro. It hits the skate of Marleau and goes in.
Marleau with his 4th of the season.
Loose again. Muzzin a chance. Blocked. Still loose in the goal crease. Lecavalier scores. Wow.
The Kings get the 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th opportunities. We've been talking about that. It's few and far between, but it's important here. Lecavalier read the fact that he had so many other guys on his team. You can see the stick right there of Martin Jones is on the ice. That's another factor in that goal. Jones could not neutralize the play because he didn't have his stick. And the Kings make it nervous time now. Now they 5:01 remaining. Nothing pretty about that one.
As he looks to put a hit onto Mark Mathot. Wilson rotates down low. Stuff at Tim. Score! Mike Richards.
And there's that careless defensive play that haunts teams, especially like the Ottawa Senators. Cameron's guys can't get out of their own way in their zone. They don't get it out. Richards has had many chances to pot his 2nd. Here he finds one, his first in 13 games. It starts with a heavy forecheck. Good job getting in. Richards starts it. He's going to finish it. That little play along the boards is unacceptable. You've got to get it out as a winger. They do not, and it pays off for the Capitals. Fourth line grinding it.
Jones weaves in, pass picked up by Seabrook, banks it out. There's Kane. He's got Hossa with him. Kane driving for Hossa right to the goal. He's gone! Marian Hossa beat a check and then beat Bobrovsky. Tapped it into a 6-by-4. It's 2-1. And the bank pass from Brent Seabrook got the Hawks off to the races. It's something he excels at regularly.
Oh, what a play. He made a play just like this the other night at Pittsburgh, Pat. Nothing happened from it, but the beautiful pass. And then the play from Kane to Hossa. Let Bobrovsky slide right out of the net. And all Hossa's got to do is slide it into the back of the net. What a response by the Hawks.
Center ice referee calls that. Zetterberg back to Lidstrom, scores! Nick Lidstrom gets a goal, and it's 5-0.
Wow. I think he misfired on that. A lot of change-ups tonight. And Mason's looking around like, geez, what next? This thing took a long time to get to the net. He lets it go. I don't know if it hit the defenseman way out here who's right into him or not. But Zetterberg will get another point. But he actually missed this shot. It might have hit that defenseman's stick and underneath Mason. He's just shaking his head like, they find another way for the puck to go in the net.
Wow. Well, that goes under his pad, and poor guy, it's just confidence. That's a puck you got to stop.
Maybe not. Yeah, it didn't. That replay there tells you it went right under the heel of the Columbus player's stick and straight in. So, boy, Lidstrom will take it for sure.
Camp through the middle. Great pass. Shot by Briere. What a shot by Daniel Briere to make it 5-2. His 8th of the season. That was a rocket.
Just a perfect pass up the ice. And Briere wastes no time. He's looking up. He found his spot. And Mike, that's his 8th goal of the season for the Avalanche. And there was a time there, remember, Mike, he was a coach's decision. He was not in the lineup for the Avalanche when he was a healthy scratch. And he is now, Mike, putting up some numbers for the Avalanche.
Face off to the left of Brodeur. Won by Colorado. Bourque shoots, scores! Ray Bourque firing a shot from inside the line. That got through, and it's a 2-1 hockey game. Colorado Avalanche are leading.
And Raymond Bourque, second, gets the puck back to Bourque, and the centerman can't get out. You can see the winger took Blake. But Bourque with a 45-footer with a lot of juice on it. Here's the win of the draw. Madden can't get out. Bourque gets into the middle, and from 49 feet out, beats Brodeur with a bullet.
2-1 Avalanche in front for the first time in this game. Ray Bourque's 4th of the playoffs.
Hand in that game is being played tonight. Here's a chance at front belly. Messier scores! Mark Messier! And they're on their feet at the Garden to cheer the captain.
Goal number 18 for Mark Messier, and how great is this? The family looks on. LaRose made a great play. Number 18 along the boards. Kept the puck alive to Ballet. He threw it at the net. Messier on the backhand hits the top corner underneath the crossbar. And that just got everybody standing in the building.
Career goal number 694 for Mark Messier. And they chant, Messier.
Back to the line, it goes to Whitney. Winds and fires. Giguère the save. Rebound, Datsyuk for Hull. Scores! A beautiful backhand feed from Pavel Datsyuk to Brett Hull. And it is 2-0 Detroit, less than 6 minutes rather, into this first period. Brett Hull with his 25th goal of the season.
Crashing through. Loose puck. Wisniewski out of the box now. 5 aside. Nash on the ice. Here's a shot. Rebound. Bondra scores. Peter Bondra and Marty Havlat's got another point
for Chicago. This goal is all about hockey hands, all the way across the board. Smolinski, little pass to Havlat in the middle. On Havlat, when he gets this, the little pass from Smolinski right here. Watch him turn and get the quick shot on net. He just snapped the wrist, big save, and then all of a sudden, Bondra, all by himself in the corner, and that's why he has now 503 goals in the National Hockey League. Good passing, good movement, but anytime you move the puck this quickly, it doesn't matter how well you try and defend it, those hands are going to beat you. Great shot by Bondra.
5th goal, 13 games for Peter Bondra.
3 great saves.
More pressure coming. Quick shot. That one scores. Al MacInnis goes upstairs to tie the game at 1.
Well, for Al MacInnis, it's his 16th of the year, but his first goal in 20 games. But this is a patented MacInnis. Short backswing, off the post and in. Perfect positioning, hard shot, no chance at all for UC Marketing. Look at how quickly MacInnis is in the right place, the quick stop, the short backswing, and for UC Marketing, just waving at that one, hoping to get a piece of it, but that was perfectly placed.
Here's Madden winding, shot up, went off, they score! It went off Roosevelt, skate to McGillney, it's 2-1 Devils, bang, bang!
What a turn of events. McGillney was just waiting. Bang, bang is absolutely right. Mogilny gets the go-ahead goal. The puck here goes off Roosevelt right onto Mogilny's blade. And you don't even expect anything to develop as a goaltender as Weeks is out playing the original shot.
It's almost like a perfect pass.
Yeah.
McGillney couldn't have asked for it any better. Right on his stick.
In the 2013 draft, behind Nathan MacKinnon, that long shot scores! How about that from Marion Gaborik? Whistles at home, and Ottawa down 4-2.
Gaborik gets one back here as this is an innocent-looking wrist shot. Good job on the forecheck, being physical by O'Brien, turning it over by McCormick, and Marion Gaborik just kind of floats one, almost a warm-up shot, and James Reimer just fans on it. Good job on the forecheck, physical, hard on the wall, and
goes back out to Ledoux now. Martinez, slap shot, scores! McGinley's in front, maybe he tips it. It's 1-0 LA on the power play.
Yeah, good movement, and what Martinez does here, he takes the ground given. Jerome will lead the celebration line, so a lot of times that's an indication who did score the goal. I was talking with Alec yesterday at practice. He mentioned these situations. Look at a little bit of just a push off there by, Jerome gets his stick under the height of the crossbar. Watch it, it's not a hard shove, but watch him just get a little space here. Tramp gets in front and just a little space. Now the stick on stick can't happen. Tramp can get stick into the midsection, but he does not get stick on stick. And of course, that's what you're trying to execute.
Kopetsky gets control. Stewart has a lost stick now. Centering pass. This is Kovalev, and he scores! Alex Kovalev, the 430th goal in his career, and he gives the Panthers the lead in the third.
No stick for the defenseman Stewart, the lane through, and Pavlik, the shot, just kind of handcuffs him. And Kovalev able to get the power play goal.
Now they're going to have to hustle all the way back. Campbell, nice play there.
Good wheels on Campbell to get back.
A shot, and it goes in.
No goal, they're waving it off.
The whistle blew.
Upon video review, it's conclusive evidence the puck was not kicked in the net, therefore it's a good hockey goal.
Gagne's going to get the goal, and Tyson, I think it's the right call.
Yeah, it definitely is the right call.
And the Red Wings have it, and here they come, and Keaton doesn't have a stick. Holmstrom fires it right on. Rebound, they score! Madonna has Keaton had his stick broken.
That's a bad break for the Blues' young defenseman, Keaton. And the puck goes the other way so quickly in this league. And the hometown boy from Livonia, Michigan, steps in there. The hard shot by Holmstrom. And it goes to the far pad. It was off the blocker, and the blocker got turned in. and it turned. So instead of that puck going to Halak's right, it goes to the left. And that juicy rebound right on the stick of Mike Modano, who was tied with the legendary Guy Lafleur coming into this game in goals scored.
Terrific atmosphere at Staples Center. Now Bonino walks in for a chance. Out in front, they score! A beautiful setup for Teemu Selanne, and Anaheim breaks the tie.
Teemu Selanne just had to put a stick on this in order to make the play. The Kings got caught up in the neutral zone near the end of the power play. Terrific work by the Anaheim Ducks. And it's Bonino coming in, and look at this touch pass. That is just outstanding stuff from Bonino. Look at him just lay it in there. He waits, his timing is perfect. Martinez is protecting the pass in front of him. Can't do anything once the puck goes behind him. Quick is a challenger. So when he comes out wide, he is totally beaten. And all Selanne has to do is make sure his stick is on the ice. Outstanding from Bonino.
Godlitsky in front, score! Deflected in by Sikora on the power play.
Get the putts in deep, aggressive forecheck, and outnumber them at the point of attack like they do right there. They created 2-on-1. Puck goes back to Zidlitsky, and his countryman Sikora off the right pad, takes the relay from Zidlitsky, puts it off the pad, off the skate, and in. Peter Sikora is a marvelous scorer. He just has a knack for the dramatic. You knew New Jersey had some momentum. That shorthanded goal kind of stunned them, but now they got some momentum back. We're in for a doozy tonight, Penny.
Here's Gomez walking in, drops it up to Naslund. He shoots, scores! Marcus Naslund, 3-1 New York.
He'll feel better now. Gomez, who lost the puck, went back and retrieved it, started the rush, has picked up his 3rd point of the night, and Marcus Naslund beats Theodore.
Move it across for Scandella. Get it back. Jonas Brodin. Now Granlund holding. Shooting one. Blocked. They score! Danny Heatley picks up the loose change and has tied the game.
Well, the engine of this power play for the Wild were their point men. Good patience, terrific mobility. They were almost all the way through it. This is actually a block by Holden, and it's the broken play that falls perfectly for Heatley. There's the block. Right to him. He goes looking for a hug on the tail end of this. Danny Heatley's had to sort of reinvent himself as his career's moved along. He was a phenomenal goal scorer in the early going. Been sort of a banging depth guy in this series.
Here comes Correa right up the middle. And a save. McDonald the rebound. Where is it? Near the goal line and near the post.
Because that puck is in the net right here. I mean, it is so far in the net right here. It's a goal.
Scored by number 9, Paul.
No, they give it to Correa. Only his 3rd home goal.
Avery hands it on to Binsky. A shot. He tried to go across the grain high on the stick side. Didn't miss by much. And back comes Sergei Fedorov now. Going wide on Redden. Here's Fedorov. Puts on the break. Snaps a shot. He scores! Sergei Fedorov has given the Capitals a 2-1 lead.
Penalty to the Lightning upcoming, a save to Mackey. Rodney centers, they score! It's fired home out in front by Brind'Amour, his 2nd goal of the period. Negating the penalty call, but it makes it 4-1 with 30.2 seconds to go in the period.
You might have to rotate the goal. It's just out of mercy. Right now, they're just making saves here. Look at everybody's not even paying attention. We've talked about this consistently throughout the season, but it has really been evident here in this first.
Early in it, got themselves to the shootout. Fisher scorching one. Turco with the pad. Heatley to Fisher off to the side. Jason Smith, no way!
That's his first point of the season. And it's the 13th time that the Stars have allowed 5 goals in a game.
Of all the guys, of all the guys to end it.
And he hadn't scored in forever. all the saves Turco had made, including this one. That was another hot bomb. They hustled after the loose puck. Fisher spots him down the back door, and Marty just came out to force the block instead of making the save on a night where a lot of shots looked like they had the potential to go in again.
His last goal 104 games ago, October 13th, 2007. No points this season. Now he's got one. That's about right.
Long pass to Bore. Here's the breakaway. Bore to the net. One-hand shot. He's taken down. Goes hard. Penalty shot. Pavel Bore. The fans see the replay and they're booing. The referee made the call. Here we go. Here comes Pavel Bore on Patrick Lalane. Bore scores. He still has the great moves. The penalty shot. Scores for Bore. Rangers lead 1-0.
Puck is knocked behind the net. Hemsky will pick it up. Here's Hemsky back to the blue line. Jason Smith. He scored! He let it go from the blue line, and somehow it went through everybody. And by Boucher very quickly. It is a 3-1 Oiler lead.
The shot comes. What you want to do is get that puck at the net. It's changing direction, bounces, and just slipped underneath the left pad of Brian Boucher.
Corvo to Roenick. Far side shot, score! Career goal number 668 for Luc Robitaille.
And the 14th time he scored at the Staples Center this season. But that was, again, vintage Luc Robitaille. He's one of the best one-timers ever.
The reason you mentioned that he scored 14 times at the Staples Center is because he has scored only once on the road.
Gomez brings it ahead. Pass across to Scott Stevens. Brings it on in. Stevens sent one across, and it was blocked aside after it went off the defense. Here's Stevens, a shot. He scores! Scott Stevens on a feed from Gomez after a play seemed to be broken, and the Devils have gotten ahead again 2-1.
To the corner, a chance here for the Leafs. Centering pass, score! Francis in front of the net, was there alone, and the Maple Leafs have taken a 1-0 lead in this very, very important game. That's a power play goal by Toronto, and they're ahead 1-0.
That's Francis, 6th point. He has a 5-game point streak going, 3 goals, 3 assists. He's 3 points away now from 1,800. It's a power play goal for the Leafs, 4-on-3. The pass gets through the crease, and the Ottawa defenseman, Poitier, does not take Francis. He tries to intercept the puck and can't. And it's a good hard pass right there, and some shoddy defensive work by Poitier, and not a great play by the goalie to let it go through the blue ice.
Donovan got it to center ice, kind of fanned on it. He broke his stick. It's sent back in deep. Nieuwendyk centering pass. It goes off the Bruin defender and in the net. That'll be Joe Nieuwendyk's goal on the power play to make it 3-1.
And it doesn't get any worse for Paul Mara, the defenseman. He's trying to make the play, and Nieuwendyk dumping the puck to the front of the net goes off the pads of Paul Mara and beats the goaltender Tim Thomas. Take a look. Very innocent play. I'm not sure that Nieuwendyk thought there was anybody. Well, yes, he was. He knew that Stumple was way over on this side, and he was just trying to get the puck across to Stumple just to make something happen. And Nieuwendyk gets lucky.
Sturm to Boyes. In front, Leach scores! Brian Leach on the power play. Bruins take a 1-0 lead.
Very similar right here as the Bruins work this puck around after a dumping where they get possession of the puck. Here's Boyes. This is what he wanted to do initially. Walk out front, and even though it's not a clean play to Bergeron, he stays with it on the backhand, and he knows he's got Brian Leach coming in from that right point, and Leach just snaps this.
With the line of the puck, Niedermayer can. Niedermayer pass, look out, play, boom, missed the net. Back in front, score! And the Ducks get another late period goal, and they're up 3-1. This one comes with 30 seconds left in the period.
Well, Scott Niedermayer is, Mike, under no way that you know that the Anaheim may be out of the playoff picture. He is playing a game here tonight that is just reminiscent of all the great games that he has played. He's jumping up into play. He kept the puck in that zone.
got it through. Kronwall, good play to keep control to Nyquist. From 40 feet, the shot, save made. Rebound out front. Loose, and they score! It gets through with Abdelkader's side of the crease. While Luongo's claiming interference. They'll take a look if they want a challenge. But right now, the call on the ice is a goal. Another power play goal. And the Red Wings within a goal at 3-2.
Nyquist just got this through. Then it's about getting bodies to the crease and battling for pucks, and able to find it was Datsuk, who shoots through a crowd and past Luongo.
Cleared but not out. Barkov held it in. Intercepted, knocked away. Empty net for Datsuk. Scores! 5-3 Detroit. 37 seconds left as the Red Wings on the verge of a victory here in Florida.
Like plays it back, and the pass all the way back to the Toronto end where Sparks has it. These marvelous fans in New Jersey who filled the place all year. Elias scores and gives them a final gift with 15 seconds left. Patrick Elias. And if that's goodbye, what a way to go out.
Well, it's a big if in fact this could be Patrick's last game, but that remains to be seen in the summer. But he just put a huge exclamation point on it with a goal. Now has 3 points on the evening. Kyle Palmieri creates the turnover behind the Leaf net, beats Patrick Elias, and he goes upstairs over Sparks to give the Devils a 5-1 lead. And what a game he's had as well. You mentioned the youngster Zaka Henrique with his 30th, 2 goals, and Kyle Palmieri. But tonight belongs to Patrick Elias, the long-time legendary New Jersey Devil, all-time leading scorer. The fans are letting him hear it, rightfully so.
So much room to move for this power play.
Across, Daniel. Down low, Henrik to Daniel. He shoots, he scores! Somewhere in there is Daniel Sedin. Second of the game, 23rd of the season. What a moment. Can you believe this?
And there it is, Daniel Sedin, the hero. What a hockey game.
Career goals, 392 and 393.